I'm Doug Stephan with a focus on what's going on with the family farms, with the farm businesses run by many of these great families, great American families, and the locavore movement, which is aimed at finding, especially this time of year, the best local produce, the best local food. And this is a focus all year round of many, many people. Tens of thousands, if not millions of Americans are into this scene, looking for the best because they understand how important it is for them and their families to have the best possible food. The debate between local and organic, that's a subject matter that gets a lot of attention. I think at this time of year when there are farmers markets, there is a focus and a confusion, actually. Local and organic are not the same. Salads, for example, are made by people. Pretty much it's a bill of fare for the summertime, although I have salads all year long. I'm betting that you do as well. Seems like the farmers markets that are all over the place, people go there because they expect that they're going to have a chance to get stuff that's local for their salad, or maybe they're looking for meat or something fresh in the produce, the corn, the tomatoes, the onions, whatever it is. There are 8,600 farmers markets in America. Did you know that? These are registered farmers markets. There are probably that many more that take place on farms. For example, I had a farmers market on my dairy farm. I didn't ask for any permission. I just said on Sunday, show up, we'll have a farmers market, and get people who are doing produce from all around the area to come in. People meet the farmers. That's what's cool. If it's a real genuine, if it's a real deal, then you get to meet the farmers. You, as the farmer, strut your stuff. It's really very good to see people who will appreciate your food. There's a lot of, I think, fun to it. I found it to be a very festive atmosphere when I've been involved in any of them. But you can be confused by what's on the market menu, if you will, because there's a lot of hype about local and what it really means. Should you care about what is local, what is organic, what is natural? Local, first off, is definitely not synonymous with organic. No, 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 no. You have to be certified by the USDA, and frankly, they've ruined, in my mind, the value of organic. Although, the government gets involved in everything, and lots of paperwork and lots of process, and then you got to be approved. And so when you buy certified organic produce, you know the growers have followed best practices for the most part. The smaller growers have, not the big growers who have been the reason for the term organic to fall away, in my opinion, anyway. Not every farmer at your local market bothers with the formalities of certification, and there isn't any need to in some reason. I don't think all food needs to be. In my own experience, my own opinion is that all foods don't have to be organic. The process is it's gooey like lots of other government processes. They follow some of the guidelines. The organic people, the natural people, again, trying to separate the two. I've seen some farmers who posted signs saying, as organic as I can be. I was that way with my dairy farm. I didn't get certified, but I didn't use any commercial fertilizers. I never use Monsanto products. I just stay away from them and use organic materials, mostly cow manure and that sort of thing, chicken manure, to fertilize the fields. I don't feed grain to the cows, commercial grains, that sort of thing, and they're pasture fed. Does that mean natural, or does it mean organic? You're saying to me, hey, I do that. I'm not organic. Yeah, you aren't organic, but the milk or whatever it is that you're growing, I guarantee is just as good as anything that's labeled organic. But yet you can't get, for example, the value of the milk that comes from an organic dairy farm is twice that at the wholesale level and at the retail level as regular milk that has to be processed. You do have to process the milk from an organic farm, but it isn't. It's not the same. So I love this. The sign says, "As organic as I can be," or "Following organic practices." See, that's to let you know that they're maybe not going to apply because it's expensive to apply for the organic label, but I'm doing as well as I can, and you should respect me and pay the same prices. And I think that's legitimate, frankly, in some circumstances. As an aside, most of the farmers I know don't get paid enough. They don't get paid what it costs them, plus a reasonable return to make a living for them and their families, because you don't expect to pay a lot of money. You expect cheap food. Those of you who go to the grocery store or wherever you go to buy your product, you want cheap food. And you know what? That's what you're going to get. If the Trans-Pacific Partnership passes, like the president last week signed that bill, the DARK Act, which is basically a sham when it comes to labeling things. You've heard that story 100 times here and elsewhere. So now the same thing happens as it relates to, that was the organic bill, labels bill. All of these things have confused the public. And the public is confused about the organic label. There are many advantages to buying what's grown in your area local. On average, produce travels about 1,500 miles from the farm to the store, especially if you're in a city, Chicago, New York, Washington. Most of the stuff that's picked is unripe. It ripens in the truck. You've seen, so the vine ripened stuff that you see on fruit sometimes, most often, that means it's much better, I believe, because when you put produce into a truck and run it across the country, it loses its sugar, it loses its value. Because it gets, you tasted 2 or 3 day old corn. Ugh, it's terrible. There's no value. Or a tomato, or anything that's had a chance, even if it's chilled, it isn't the same. The produce of the farmer's market is most often picked ripe and sold on the day or the next day. So that's a significant difference between local and organic. Understanding organic can come from anywhere, local can't. Food for thought, pardon the pun, as we talk about local versus organic and some other things that are going on your farm in review here on the American Family Farmer at 14 past.